Welcome back to the channel. This is S.O.G, and in today's video, we're talking about my brand new Tikka T3X Lite. It is chambered in 308, and this is a special firearm for me because, one, it's out of the norm. I typically do handgun or pistol reviews and comparison videos, but today I went outside of my comfort zone and I picked up my very first bolt action rifle. And like I said, this is a Tikka T3X Lite chambered in 308. And we do have a Vortex Strike Eagle on here. This is a 3 by 18 by 44. We're going to talk about some of the stuff I did to it, some of the plans I have for it in the future, and what it's like to be a first-time owner of a bolt-action rifle. Some of the surprises to me from a first-time rifle owner was going to be this magazine only holds 3 rounds, which is absolutely insane. I don't know if you could buy. I'm assuming you could buy extensions, but three out of the factory or 3 rounds from factory is absurd. Unless that, I mean, that's the normal. Maybe to save some weight if you're hauling this around hunting or something. But three is crazy, and it only came with the one mag. Now I paid about a little over $900 for this, but I did get a sale and got $100 off. So it was really like $800. And then the scope itself, man, this thing was over, I think, 700 or so. And again, I found a deal. I price matched and got it for like 650. But overall, this whole package, man, it was expensive to be considered a really good budget option. It was expensive. So I can't imagine what these actually go for when you get into like the echelon level of the rifles. So big surprise to me was the price, the capacity, and also all of the accessories and features that go into owning a rifle. It took me a long time to land on this Tikka. It took me a long time to land on this Vortex, and I'm really hoping I made the right decision. Now, I got this, like I said, chambered in 308 because I keep hearing that 308 was a great cartridge, a good all around cartridge. I didn't buy this with anything specific in mind to do with it other than possibly learning how to hunt because I don't hunt. I'm not, an outdoors person like that per se, but I want to get out of my comfort zone in 2026. And this, I think, is going to push me to do that. So I want to learn how to hunt and kind of get into that whole journey. And I didn't want to spend too much money, being that it's my first one and I kind of want to learn with it. I was between a 30-06, this 308, and then I was recommended the 6.5 Creedmoor and a 7 PRC cartridge, and I ended up getting the 308 again because of the availability, the price point. I don't plan to shoot super rangy, out to like the 800 to 1,000 yard mark. And I think I've heard that this is good for like the 200, 300 yard mark. And I think that's good enough for me, at least for me to get entered into this platform. Now, one of the things that I love about the Tikka is the accuracy, how buttery smooth this bolt action is, and then the lightness of this trigger. The trigger is extremely light, and that's another big surprise to me was this trigger here, how light it was. And the only thing I can compare it to are handguns because that's typically what I focus on. But man, that trigger is really, really nice. Some of the upgrades that I would like to do in the future is going to be switching out this recoil pad. I've heard a lot of good things about Limb Saver, and I think that that would be a good accessory to have. Another upgrade I plan to do is switching out this little handguard here. And this I plan to have, I think they sell a more vertical one. And I heard it's just more natural fitting to one's hand, and it just makes a world of a difference. Other than that, I don't really know of any other accessories out there for rifles or must-haves or must-dos. So if you guys are a little bit more experienced in this platform and in this area, please let me know in the comments what other upgrades are worth it. So I do plan on getting like those cartridge holders maybe to put on the side because, like I said, you only get 3 in here. And obviously, hopefully I can find some extended mags if they're worth it, or, find a way to kind of carry some more ammo and where it's easily accessible and easy to get a hold of right away if I need more ammunition. So awesome rifle so far. I did take it to the range already and shoot. I'll give you guys some footage of that in just a second, but I was limited to the range because I only shoot indoors. I don't have access to outdoor ranges, at least not yet. I'm still kind of looking around locally to see where I could do that, but I had lots of fun. My shots were right on point, and I feel like it was just a really good experience. The kick on this was pretty harsh, man. I almost feel like it was close or similar to my 12 gauge, but it was fun, man. I really enjoyed the platform. I really enjoy shooting. And then it took me so long to land on a scope. I saw so many different manufacturing scopes out there. I saw so many get this, don't get that, typical, right? So I kind of closed it down to either a Vortex or a Leupold, and I landed on this Vortex. And let me tell you guys why I landed on this Vortex. Now, this has a ton of premium features that I think are going to help me as a beginner and as I get better over time. Another feature I really enjoy from this Tikka is the fact that it comes with a stainless steel barrel and it's threaded, so you can always add a suppressor or a can and it'll work for you that way. Now this is a 1x10 twist, so you can run different grain ammunition, and like I said, the fact that it's stainless steel just gives you that extra reliability over like that blued black barrel. So awesome touches and options here with this Tikka T3X. I'd like to make a quick pause to thank Sedeta for sending over this 4-in-1 multifunctional convertible coffee table, which is where we're creating our content on. You guys may have noticed a difference in background, and it's all thanks to them. So thanks Sedeta for sending this over. An awesome table with a ton of features. For my scope, as you guys can see, I went with a Vortex Strike Eagle, and this is a 3x18 by 44. I was in search of a 3x15 because it seemed, like I said, that's just what everybody was kind of leaning towards, and that's kind of everybody's go-to. But I found this one, and I liked all the other features, and it ended up being a 3x18. Now, if you don't know what that means, if you take a look, every scope has these numbers, and it's the lowest or minimum magnification level, maximum or highest magnification level, and then the last number is the size of the lens. So you have that as a reference if you don't know. And then it's an FFP rifle scope, which means first focal plane. Now you do have two options. You can either go first focal plane or second. And the difference is whether or not your reticle expands as you're zooming in on that scope, or does it stay the same size? I like the fact that it expanded. It just gave me a much cleaner view, and I just felt like it would be a little bit more on point, the fact that it zoomed in with your magnification as you're going deeper into that magnification level. Another thing that I really liked, or feature that I was looking for, was exterior adjustable turrets, which would be like your windage and elevation and just your buttons, or so to speak. And I ended up getting this. Now I didn't have all three adjustables being on the exterior. I do have a cap on one, so that means I have to remove this cap to adjust it and then put the cap back on. So to me, I was looking for everything exterior adjustable. Not a big deal. You can't always have what you want unless you spend big bucks for it. But I ended up on this one, so I can adjust a couple on the outside and then one with a cap. This also has a zero stop, which is a good thing. I think what that basically is once, the way that it was described to me was that once you zero in your scope, you basically lock it at that 0 level. So if you ever need to adjust it and you go back to that 0 spot, it'll be the same as when it was mixed up or whatever, right? So you basically create your 0 wherever you want it. That's how it was explained to me. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm new to this platform. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But that's also a good feature to have, I was told. So I did end up looking for one with that, and this one has it. And then the other thing that this also has that I was looking for was an illuminated reticle. I was recommended that because I was told if you're ever hunting during dusk or dawn and the lighting is a little off, or shadows are in the way, or just whatever the case is, an illuminated reticle works. This one has an illuminated reticle, and you can adjust the brightness, and I really do enjoy that a lot. Just a lot of good features I was looking for and recommended by guys out there who know what they're doing. So I landed on this Vortex Strike Eagle. And like I said, it was pricey, but it was definitely worth it. Well, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching yet again. Please drop a comment what you think of this Tikka T3X Lite chambered in 308. If you guys are on the more experienced side versus me, I'm just a rookie in this. I am beginning on this platform. So if I said something wrong, please let me know in the comments. Don't hold it against me, but I'd love recommendations and input on what works and what doesn't work in the hunting world, or just simply in the rifle world for you guys. Other than that, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you already have, I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.